Maris Ellington. The name might not be instantly recognizable to everyone. Yet, within the close-knit, often controversial world of marine mammal training, it resonates deeply. Maris dedicated a significant portion of her life to working with orcas. These magnificent, intelligent creatures also known as killer whales. Her journey was one of profound connection, marked by immense challenges and, at times, grave danger. She stood at the interface between human ambition and the wild, untamable spirit of the ocean's true apex predator. Her story is a compelling chapter in the complex history of human-orca interaction. Her career began in an era of burgeoning public fascination with marine parks. People flocked to see these giant cetaceans perform incredible feats. Maris was not just a showwoman, though showmanship was undeniably part of the job. She saw herself as a caretaker, a student, and a bridge. She believed she could foster understanding between humans and these powerful animals. She aimed to unlock the secrets of their complex minds. This belief propelled her through years of demanding work, requiring physical stamina, emotional resilience, and an unwavering focus. The public saw the graceful leaps and the seemingly effortless coordination. Maris knew the relentless effort behind each moment. Maris Ellington's fascination with the ocean began on the quiet, windswept beaches of Cornwall during her childhood. She spent countless hours exploring rock pools, marveling at the tenacity of life within them. She read every book she could find on marine biology. Her bedroom walls were adorned with posters of dolphins, whales, and mysterious creatures of the abyss. It was more than a fleeting interest, it was a profound calling. Her academic path naturally followed this burgeoning passion. She pursued a degree in marine biology, excelling in her studies, focusing particularly on animal behavior and cetacean intelligence. Unlike some of her peers who were drawn purely to field research, Maris was captivated by the idea of direct interaction. She believed that close proximity could unlock deeper understanding. She dreamed of communicating with these intelligent animals, of learning from them directly. This ambition, noble in its intent, set her on a course towards the world of marine mammal training. The decision to become an orca trainer was not taken lightly. Maris was aware even then of the nascent debates surrounding cetacean captivity. Stepping into the orca habitat for the first time was an experience Maris Ellington would never forget. The sheer scale of the animals was overwhelming. Their sleek, powerful bodies moved through the water with an effortless grace that belied their immense size. The air thrummed with their clicks, whistles, and calls. It was a sensory immersion into another world. The initial phase of her training was rigorous, involving complex behavioral protocols, safety procedures, and the intricate social dynamics of the orca pod. She spent hours observing senior trainers, studying the subtle cues of each individual whale. The rules were strict and non-negotiable. Safety was paramount, or at least that was the stated intention. Trainers were taught to maintain a certain distance, to never turn their backs, and to always be aware of their surroundings. They learned about primary and secondary reinforcement, about target poles and hand signals. Every interaction was carefully choreographed. Maris absorbed it all, eager to prove her competence. She understood that these rules were born from experience, often hard-won experience. The power of an orca, even in play, could be unintentionally dangerous to a fragile human. Her first direct interaction with an orca was a carefully managed affair. Under the watchful eye of her mentor, she was allowed to give a simple hand signal. The orca, a young male named Kale, responded perfectly. As Maris gained experience, she began to form deeper bonds with some of the orcas under her care. This was the part of the job she cherished most. It went beyond the structured training sessions and the public performances. It was about the quiet moments, the shared glances, the subtle acknowledgments. She learned to read their body language with increasing accuracy, anticipating their moods and their needs. This level of attunement was crucial not only for successful training, but also for safety. An attentive trainer could often de-escalate a potentially tense situation before it became dangerous. One orca in particular captured Maris's heart, a gentle giant named Corellia. Corellia was an older female, captured from the wild many years before Maris joined the park. She possessed a calm demeanor and an almost melancholic wisdom in her eyes. Maris spent extra time with Corellia, often just sitting by the edge of the pool, talking to her softly. She felt a unique connection with this whale, a sense of shared understanding that transcended the trainer-animal dynamic. Corellia, in turn, seemed to respond to Maris's gentle approach. She was often more cooperative and engaged during sessions with Maris, a testament to the trust that had been carefully nurtured between them. Section 5. Beneath the surface, unseen dangers and whispers of warning. Despite the beauty and the bonds, the inherent dangers of working with multi-ton predators were an undeniable reality. Maris Ellington, like all Orca trainers, was acutely aware of the risks. The training manuals were filled with protocols. Safety briefings were a daily ritual. Yet, no amount of preparation could entirely eliminate the unpredictability of a wild animal, even one born in captivity. The sheer power of an orca meant that even an accidental nudge or a playful grab could result in serious injury. These were not domesticated pets. They were apex predators with complex instincts that could surface unexpectedly. Maris witnessed several minor incidents during her early years. A trainer might be pulled into the water briefly during a session. An orca might display signs of agitation such as jaw-popping or tail slapping, directed towards a staff member. These events were usually downplayed by management. They were often attributed to trainer error or the animal having an off day. However, for Maris, each incident was a stark reminder of the razor's edge upon which they all worked. Section 6. The day the water turned cold. A career-defining incident. The incident that irrevocably changed Maris Ellington's perspective, and indeed her life, occurred on a seemingly ordinary Tuesday afternoon. There was no special event planned, no unusual circumstances. It was a routine training session with Kale, the young male orca she had known since her early days at the park. Kale had matured into a powerful adult, generally reliable but still possessing a spark of youthful unpredictability. Maris was working with him on a sequence of behaviors at the edge of the main show pool. She was experienced, confident, and followed all established safety protocols meticulously. What happened next unfolded with terrifying speed. During a transition between behaviors, Kale failed to respond to a familiar cue. Instead, he grabbed Maris's arm gently in his mouth. This was not an aggressive bite, but rather a firm hold. Initially, Maris remained calm, attempting to use established disengagement techniques. She tried to redirect his attention. However, Kale did not release her. Instead, he slowly began to pull her into the water. The other trainers on duty immediately initiated emergency procedures. Alarms sounded and nets were prepared, but the situation was escalating rapidly. The playful hold had become something more serious, more determined. Maris found herself fully submerged, held by Kale as he swam around the pool. Section 7. Navigating the storm, public scrutiny and personal reckoning. The incident involving Maris Ellington and Kale, despite the park's attempts to manage the narrative, did not go unnoticed. Whispers turned into rumors, and soon, local media outlets began to investigate. While Maris herself was not initially named publicly, the story of a trainer being pulled into the water by an orca created a stir. It added fuel to the already growing public debate about the ethics of keeping orcas in captivity. Animal welfare organizations seized upon the incident as further evidence of the inherent stress and danger associated with marine parks, for both animals and humans. The park's official statement described it as a minor event, a misunderstanding during a training session, quickly resolved. For Maris, the aftermath was a period of intense personal reckoning. Physically, she recovered relatively quickly, but the emotional scars ran deep. She replayed the incident over and over in her mind. She questioned her actions, Kale's motivations, and the entire framework of her profession. Was it a momentary lapse in Kale's training? Was it a sign of deeper stress or frustration on his part? Or was it simply an assertion of his wild nature, a reminder that he was not, and never could be, truly tamed? Section 8. A voice for the voiceless. Maris Ellington's shift towards advocacy. The incident with Kale was a profound turning point for Maris Ellington. She found it increasingly difficult to return to her former role with the same conviction. Her perspective had fundamentally shifted. She saw the pools, not as homes, but as enclosures. She realized she could no longer be a complicit part of the industry. Maris began to advocate for significant changes in how orcas were treated. Section 9. Echoes in the Deep, the enduring legacy of Maris Ellington. Maris Ellington's journey from orca trainer to welfare advocate left an indelible mark on cetacean captivity. Her story, amplified by films like Blackfish, shifted public perception. Marine parks faced declining attendance and criticism. The narrative of happy performing whales was challenged by a deeper understanding of their needs. Maris's first-hand accounts provided compelling evidence for change. Her advocacy pressured marine parks to reform. Her legacy continues to inspire efforts for a compassionate future for orcas.